Okay, and we're back. Another episode of This App Sucks. And today we're going to talk about Netflix, the Netflix mobile app. This is part one of a three-part series because I'm going to talk next about Netflix laptop version of the app and the Netflix TV version of the app because, as you know, Netflix is on several devices. There's also a game console version, but I won't talk about that one because I've only used the laptop and the TV mainly. But I wanted to talk about the mobile because over the next couple of years, the mobile device is going to be the dominant the dominant method for watching films, right? So here we go, talking about Netflix today. Now, upon looking at the app, the mobile app, there's a lot of things that I'm seeing just on the top of the screen. And I'm going to go over what they are and why they make the app suck. Now, real quick, a footnote. As you know, user experience design is totally different than the pseudo user interface design, or UI, as they like to call it. One requires research from the users, and the other one is just someone with a paintbrush, as I like to say, creating designs on their whim, right? That's why I call it a pseudo discipline. Now, looking at the mobile app, I wouldn't say it's principal in user experience design because there's one major thing, and I'm noticing this a lot among these apps that we interact with, right? Now, don't get me wrong. The app performs what it's supposed to do. It plays your movies. But the highest principle in UX design is something we refer to as cognitive load. And cognitive load means that the app should not put a strain on the user. You shouldn't have to think too much just to get something done. And as I'm going to show you, that's the problem with a lot of these apps. Netflix is just one more. Is that they try to fit a lot of stuff on one page. It's like they don't want to build the app out, right? They just try to fit everything on one page right away. And that's really contradictory to the software that user experience and user interface designers use. Because in the software, we prototype. And when we prototype, it actually works when you build out pages. So we learn to build out pages, but when we actually implement the app, we don't build out pages. We just have one page with a bunch of stuff on it. So right now we're going to look at this page. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So the first thing that comes to mind is this right here. This is what I mean by cognitive load. Now, in the other video, you saw me talk about Clubhouse, and that was probably worse. But Netflix, I'm disappointed to say that for the mobile device, they're trying to fit. It's impossible, right? It's impossible. Not only are the grid lines off because you only see half of the fourth photo, of the fourth thumbnail, which as we know is not good, but the way that they set it up is it's continuous scrolling, but also it's carousels, right? So it's like a damn Rubik's Cube. And the fact that they have all these movies crammed on here, it's too much. It's just too much. It's just too much to do. And I don't know what they were trying to do, but it's a lot of things going on. The differences of the tone in the thumbnails, the different colors, the different moods, it's just like a mosaic painting, right? It's just all over the place. Now, as you can see right here in the bottom, the mobile app would function excellent if it just showed my list, if it just showed me the things that I already said I wanted to watch. I know I'm giving that one away, but they probably thought of that because, after all, they are Netflix, right? So they probably thought of that. So it doesn't really matter. But the mobile app would really work better, and I would like to see the research on it, why they didn't chose to go that route where the mobile app only shows you your list. And then if you want to do something else like this, you wanna search, then you can search, right? But here goes the funny thing about search. When you choose to search, they give you more choices. So they preload a bunch of choices for you. And that's even worse than giving me a bunch of choices of stuff that I wasn't watching anyway, or wasn't interested in watching anyway, right? So this is the search screen, and I've never seen nothing like this. This is crazy. It totally detracts from me wanting to search anything, because they throw up another set of films. Just throw me up another set. This should be my list. Another opportunity for my list to appear. Now, going back one screen, this is where I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to wrap it up here. Going back one screen is this right here. I think this was somebody's bad idea of being hip. It's called New and the Emoticon for Fire. That's definitely, to me, somebody's bad idea at quote-unquote trying to be cool. First off, everyone knows that using emoticons in a live design is very tough. More importantly, that flame, it doesn't do anything to signify exactly what it is this page is about. It just says new and fire. New and fire. I actually kind of think it's an inside joke. It's probably a football. It's probably a mistake. I want to say it's a mistake, and the people just didn't, notice it. Maybe one of the coders playing a prank or something like that. We'll see how long that stays around, because that right there is not cool at all, especially for UX copy. If the UX copy person at Netflix let that get by them, that's awful. That's really awful. So more importantly about this page, and then to add insult to injury, before I go to my next point, to add insult to injury, they put it down here in the menu. Again, new and fire. And I'm like, why would you do that twice? Because this right here, this fast laughs, it's actually pretty cool, right? What it does is when you click that, it takes you to a comedy section that's kind of like Snapchat or TikTok, which is pretty cool, because now they're giving millennials a familiar interface, and they know millennials like comedy, I guess, but whatever. But they're giving them a familiar interface to look at. Let me see if I got that screenshot. I don't think I got. Yeah, I don't got that screenshot. But they're giving millennials a pretty. But you could have put another button here based on my list that would be similar to Fast Laughs, but it would be like action or drama or whatever, right? So this is a waste of a menu button, because you already identified the page. I'm already on the page, because I got to the page from here. So I don't know. Anyway, but the other part about this page that's really messed up, this is probably the most messed up thing, is the top 10. So the top 10 is on the right, and it should be on the left. I don't know the sample size, but I can't believe that people, their eyes are directed to the right. I don't know how that works, but I guess maybe they asked a bunch of left-handed people, where should we put the top 10? Not to mention, again, here we go with the top 10, right? Here we go with some more. It's the top 10 icon. I don't know if you can see that. The top 10 is an icon, and then it says top 10. So obviously they did none UX copy. In my opinion, they did no UX copy on this app. None at all. None UX copy on this app took place, okay? And then you got everyone's watching, and I'm like, okay, everyone's watching and top 10 and new and fire are all the same thing. God, ugh, my Napoleon Dynamite, Gah. You know what I mean? So, yeah, this is why this app sucks. It's just all over the place. It's really amateurish. And I know people that don't understand UX or don't know UX would be like, oh, it works fine. It's good. I like the way. No, this is awful. And I'm disappointed in them. I'm definitely disappointed in the UX copy. I'm definitely disappointed in their use of auxiliary graphics. And overall, I'm like, come on, man, Netflix, like, you got billions of dollars. You got to do better. You got to do better. I gave you the one idea for the mobile device app. It should only show my list. It should only show the films in my list. And then if I sort anything else out, that's on me. And that's through the search. And when I go to the search, it should show me my list and then let me search more movies. You know what I'm saying? And then this right here, new and I don't even want to talk about that no more. That's just bad. That's really bad. But anyway, you can research it. If they're going to do top 10 should be on the left. Coming Soon was pretty cool. They had a pretty cool page set up for that. But who cares on the mobile device? Coming soon, right? I want to watch something now. And that's, again, another pressure point that contradicts the download button. If you look right here, it's a download button. So if I can download movies and you tell me something's coming soon, it's contradicting the whole point of me wanting to download something that I really want to watch, and then you got me looking at stuff that I can't watch. Knowing that I'm out on my mobile device, commuting, waiting for a friend, whatever I'm doing, I'm bored enough to want to watch something on this screen, on this little screen. Especially if I'm not a millennial. I'm not born in 2015. I'm not really comfortable watching a movie on this little screen, but I would try, mainly because I got to hold the phone. That's a whole other thing, right? I got to hold the phone. Right? That's something nobody thought of yet. So I got to hold the phone. So I'm just checking because I've been having problems all day trying to record this episode. I don't know, something doesn't want me to get this message out. But anyway, so that's why the Netflix app sucks. Mainly it's just because, one, they got way too much information going on, cognitive load all over the place. Two, do all these thumbs really need to be in color? Because they're just too varied in color, right? Gray tone, black and white would be suffice. I don't know, something other than all this color. And my phone was kind of bright, I admit, but I toned my phone down, and it was still like a mosaic. It was almost like strobes, And so maybe... But anyway, last point about it is visually impaired people. I know they can't see these thumbs. They can't see these thumbnails. I mean, I'm only able to do this because it's in a photo. But in the actual live version of the app, you can't increase the size of the thumbs. You can only click on them. So there's different types of visually impaired people. There are some people that can actually see, but they're legally blind because of their glass prescriptions, So I don't know what that's called, but you understand what I mean, though. So you can be legally blind based on an eye exam, but so you can see, but you're legally blind because your eyesight's really bad, basically, right? So for somebody who has that problem, you can't do anything with these thumbs. It's almost torture. And that's really bad that, it's not designed for people who are visually impaired but still have sight to use Netflix on their mobile device. They got to wait till they get home. So there's that. And the other thing that sucks is this new and fire. That's trash. Top 10 and top 10. I don't even know what they were thinking. I'm just disappointed. And then also this part right here, the search, and then hit me with more aimless recommendations. So I'm just really disappointed because I know Netflix has a lot of great internal processes, or at least they say they do. But I'm just trying to figure out how this app design got through the UX, the head UX or whatever they call their top UX person who's supposed to have 20 years experience. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe because he has 20 years experience, he doesn't really know what he's doing. or she doesn't really know what she's doing. They don't know what they're doing, or they're not able to adapt appropriately to the changing way that people interact with technology, especially a platform like Netflix. But more importantly, I think the Netflix app hasn't been around that long, so I don't understand how these are foundational things to do with the app. So that's all I got for today, and I'm going to keep going on. I'm going to work on a video for the desktop or laptop, and I'm going to work on a video for the television. I saved that one for last because that one is something that the television app, but it's something I've been trying to get at forever. And it just recently happened doing the last update, and it's a real eyesore. So I don't want to take up too much more time. I'm going to go. If you got any questions, any comments, leave them in the box. If anybody from Netflix want to hit me up, let me know. And I'll be glad to share my views or be part of your sample size for your UX research. I watch Netflix a lot, and it almost gives me, basically I've been saying for a long time, even when I was in boot camp, people who work at Netflix and design the app or the platforms or even curate the films, they don't really watch Netflix. And I don't understand how you can hire somebody who doesn't watch Netflix to work at Netflix. But that's just my opinion. Oh, and by the way, yes, I will be going over all of the platforms, all of the competitors, Prime Video, Hulu, Disney, Apple TV Plus. I have them all. So we're going to be going over all their apps as well. And we'll probably run into a little bit of the same thing because they all follow Netflix, because Netflix is like the model for streaming platforms, right? They were the first ones to do it. Everybody else is just imitating. So, yep, that's all I got for today. Another episode coming to an end of This App Sucks. Talk to you guys later. Have a good day. Peace.